So coming back to Mahabharata. If you remember, Ramayana was 7 parts, like in 7 seasons, right? It starts from Balakanda to it goes to Yuddhakanda. So it is divided into 7. Mahabharata is divided into 18 parvas. So like you call Ramayana as Kanda, in Mahabharata it is called Parva. So it is 18 parvas, starting from Adi Parva. It starts from Adi Parva. Adi means the beginning, the first. So we will, before we go to start with Adi Parva, I just want to give you some preface to the entire Mahabharata. Why do you have to spend so much time? It is such a huge epic on a Sunday afternoon at 3:30, where you could either rest, take some nap. All these moms, all these children, me, myself included, all the dads like Rohan. Why should we take so much pain and talk about people or incidents that have happened like 5,000 years back? Yes. Louder, louder. Role models they can follow, and any other answer? Yes? Yeah. Huh?
It's good to learn about the history.
Correct, exactly. We need to learn the history. I'm glad you use the word history and not mythology. This is not a myth, this is history. This is true history that has happened. Yes, Atharva, tell me.
I was trying to answer the question.
You can answer. Give me your answer.
I was the same one as him too, because people need to learn history so the next generation can learn the right stuff.
Yes. Why should you learn history? What's the big deal? It has happened. You cannot change the history. Hold on. You cannot change the history. You cannot make any amendments to it. It has happened. Why do you want to brood over whatever has happened? Oh, that happened for so long. Let me give him a chance. Yeah.
It's so that the next generation can learn and everyone can learn the right stuff and they don't do all the bad stuff and never they get in trouble.
100%. Yes. You tell me. Same answer? Same answer? Yes.
Because we're learning about our ancestors.
Yeah, we are learning about our ancestors. You feel proud about the history of your origin. And as Atharva mentioned, it is very important to understand what is dharma and what is adharma. What is it that you need to follow to have a fruitful life? Yes.
Mine was that history sometimes repeats itself. So next time, if this does happen again,
very good, very smart.
We can
you know what to do with it. You know how to approach that. History repeats itself. Next time, if history repeats, if something like this happens, you know how to react. You can respond, not react, right? So you have a plan already in place. Okay, last time this happened, so I did this. This time it is happening again, so I'll do it better, right? Yes, these are all the reasons why we should learn about Mahabharata. Mahabharata is a guide to how to lead a meaningful life in the path of following the path of dharma and ultimately reaching the epitome of success. Success in this case is life that follows dharma without destructing the environment, without destructing your fellow human beings, following dharma and instilling dharma. So it will tell you how to lead your life. It is not mere stories with hundreds of characters and things like that. Don't look at Mahabharata as a mere story. There is a lot more philosophy associated with that, and try to understand that. I'll try to break it down to the level that you kids can understand. And this is not a kid's story. So the concepts behind Mahabharata are very deeper and stronger. So there might be a lot of questions. I'll be patient enough to answer all of your questions. And I myself will have a ton of questions when I'm reading Mahabharata. So that's a different thing. I'll try to answer my own questions though. So try to look at it beyond the storyline. Okay? And there is a saying that whatever is there in Mahabharata, whatever kind of dharma is there or adharma is there or anything that is there in Mahabharata is what is there in the world. Something that is not there in Mahabharata doesn't exist in today's world also. It just doesn't exist. Everything, whatever you see today has happened in some or the other form in Mahabharata. Okay? You will know, or I will try to reiterate this statement as in things happen in the story. You can relate to today's events, today's uh, politics, or today's anything that is happening today, something that has already happened in Mahabharata. It means that there is a lot for us to learn from Mahabharata. That is what it means. Okay, and then moving on, let's talk a little bit of history about who wrote Mahabharata. This is such a huge epic, right? It is 18 seasons. And if you can look at these books here that I have put, these are the books that I'm reading and trying to learn Mahabharata from. This is all four books out of 7. These are just 4, and I have not even, probably I have been through the first one half of the first book. So this and there are three other editions, three other parts that are in India. I need to go. When I go, I'll get them also. So all these 18 parvas are published in the 7 parts. So the person who wrote Mahabharata, so there are 2 things: who recites Mahabharata and who writes Mahabharata. So Bhagavan Vedavyasa is the one who recited Mahabharata, who said Mahabharata. And can anybody guess who wrote it? Yes. Yes, Atharva.
I think Parva or something, H Parva or something.
Sorry?
H Parva or something, I don't exactly know.
No, Ganesha is the one who writes it down. This guy, Vedavyasa, dictates it, and Ganesha writes it down. Okay? That is how it happened. So why did Vedavyasa want to write it? Who is Vedavyasa, by the way? Yeah. Louder. Yeah. Author of Mahabharata. Besides being just author of Mahabharata, he also has a role in Mahabharata itself. So, if you know Mahabharata on a very high level, you know that it is a conflict between cousins, conflict between set of cousins, first cousins. And Vedavyasa is the grandfather of all these cousins who are fighting for something. We'll know what they're fighting for when we get deeper into the story. So Vedavyasa, so if you remember Valmiki in the previous in Ramayana, Valmiki did not have any character or any role to play in Ramayana itself. He was just looking at the events as they happened, and he wrote Ramayana so that the future generations could learn from Rama's life. Similarly, Vedavyasa, but it's not similar, sorry. On the contrary, Vedavyasa wrote Mahabharata, but he is also a part of Mahabharata. He had a role in Mahabharata itself. Whenever a great event or a twist or a turn happens in Mahabharata, that is when Vedavyasa would come, turn the entire story and go back to tapas. He has a very huge role to play in Mahabharata. And this guy, why, if he has a role to play, then Vedavyasa will write great things about himself and belittle the opposite person, right? But Vedavyasa is not of that nature. He is such a great character that he never, he did not have any biases. If he had to take, he doesn't take bias or side of Ravana, sorry, not Ravana. He doesn't take side of Kauravas or Pandavas because he is the grandfather. If you think about it, if you go to your mom and ask who's your favorite child, did you ever get an answer? No. If you go to your grandparents and ask who's your favorite grandchild, did they ever answer that question? No, they wouldn't, right? They wouldn't do that not because they're lying or they don't want to give you the answer, because the question itself is not valid. So, same is the case with Vedavyasa. Vedavyasa cannot take the side of Kauravas or Pandavas because they both are equal to him. Both of them are grandkids to him. So, how could he even imagine taking a side, right? He's not biased at all. He writes it from a very, very neutral standpoint, keeping dharma in the center. That is what Vedavyasa does. So, this is a huge epic, and embarking on something like this and being able to finish this is a lifetime achievement. That is what I would term it as. So, when Vedavyasa started, he did not even start. When this thought came into his mind, then he started. Who could write it? I can probably recite it, but who could write it? Who's that kind of great character who can come and write this Mahabharata for me? Then he goes and he keeps this question in the open forum, and none of the guards, nobody comes and says that, okay, I will do it for you. There is only one person who says that I can do it for you. But I have a condition, he says. That is Ganapati. That is Vigneshwara, who comes and says, I can write Mahabharata, but I have a condition. What his condition is that you should not, while I'm writing, you should not take a pause. You will say that, okay, write down. Ganesha, write down. Kauravas and Pandavas were playing. Hold on a second, let me think about it. Are playing near a pond. No, don't write a pond. Write it as a well. All these things are not allowed. You have to be spontaneous when you are dictating. Only then I will write. The minute you pause, I will put down my pen and then I'll go back. I'm not going to finish this. I'm not going to do this.
Why did you say that?
He said that because he wants. First of all, it's not something you write, rewrite. It's a lot of effort and it's a waste of time. And he wants Vedavyasa to think thoroughly before he dictates something, right? If you allow changes, you do not do it with a lot of attention. If I tell you that if you're answering your homework, your RSM homework, and I say that there is no backspace, there is no delete, I'm taking away the delete button from your keyboard. How will you answer? Or there is a negative marking for every wrong answer. Right answer will give you a 1 point, wrong answer will give you negative half. So how will you answer those kind of questions? With a lot of care, right? He wants Vedavyasa to do this with a lot of focus, lot of attention, and no room for errors. He did not want Vedavyasa to leave any room for error. That is why he put that condition. But continuously, without stopping, reciting this kind of epic is very difficult. Vedavyasa also needs some time. Sometimes if he has to narrate something which is very complex in nature, he needs time, right? So he says, yes, Satarva.
How much bigger is the Mahabharata compared to Ramayana?
It is lot bigger. I will give you that detail.
5 times?
No, I'll give you that detail. Just hold on. Listen to everything. I'll pause and then you can ask the question. Okay? Give me like 10 minutes. Let me finish. So that is the level of attention that Ganesha wanted from Vedavyasa. Vedavyasa understands that. Why Ganesha put this kind of a condition? And that's a good question. And then he says, Vedavyasa says, I agree to your condition. But I have a counter condition that you cannot write anything without thoroughly understanding it. I'll say something. You need to really understand the inner meaning of everything that I say, and then only you can write that. Otherwise, you cannot write. So, Ganesha said that you should not pause. But Ganesha didn't pause, right? Ganesha can pause, think about it. Okay, this guy just recited a poem. What does it mean? This is the outer meaning of it. Is there any inner meaning of it? He needs to understand the inner meaning and then write it out. Right? That is the condition. And then he is not supposed to stop, right? He's not supposed to stop while writing. What kind of instrument can help Ganesha to write continuously and not pause, not stop? There is no such instrument as pen. I mean, pens are today's technology, but there was something at that point of time also to write, right? But nothing was strong enough to continuously keep writing. He couldn't rely on any such instrument that was available at that point of time that would help him to keep on going. So, you know what he decided? What is the most important thing for an elephant? Then? No. You can answer. Tusks. So, you know Ganesha has tusks, right? Ganesha has 2 tusks. So, he decides to take off one of his tusks, the right tusk, and then he uses that for writing Mahabharata. He did not care about his beauty. He did not care about his pride. Elephants take a lot of pride in their tusks, you know. But he did not care. If this tusk is going to be useful for the humankind, I am ready to give up on my own beauty. I don't care whether I look beautiful or not. I am going to give up on this and I am going to use this tusk to write the Mahabharata. That is why we pray to Ganesha saying Ekadantaya, right? Yes. So to your question, Atharva, I think there are about 24,000 verses for Ramayana, but Mahabharata is much, much, much bigger than that. I think it is 1 lakh, 1 lakh is 100,000. 100,000 poems, I believe, but I can come back to you with a real and concrete answer next time. I don't know. This is something that I've read somewhere, but I don't remember correctly. Okay. So entire Mahabharata is written with those two conditions in place. Okay. Yes.
So Mahabharata is like
7 of such books.
What about
Ramayana actually I read out of internet, so I don't know. I need to go back and check how many. So these are basically published by a publication called Gita Press. So Gita Press, what they do is they have taken, this is not critical edition, this is the direct translation of Vyasa Bharata. So they have taken Vyasa Bharata, translated it into Telugu, and they have printed it. Since Telugu is my first language, my mother tongue, and I'm most comfortable reading something in Telugu, I bought the Telugu version. There is also English version available. And Gita Press also published Ramayana also, but I don't have those. Last year when I started with Ramayana, I didn't have time to go get things from India and all that. So last year we spoke about Ramayana. This year now we are talking about Mahabharata. Right? Okay. So where are we? Okay, that is how this entire epic is written.